3 is here and upon us as we got HEX, aka Polymorph, going up against Revolution in this losers bracket round of 8 matchup here from the HON Tour Season 4 qualifier. So continuing to be hyped here. So close to that Cycle 1, but making it to the qualifiers here first, and definitely been having some entertaining matches, including this one. So a good day to be tuning in because we've had a couple of just very fun games to watch, and now a third one to finish it all off. Bound to be some interesting things starting with the draft here. Joined by Shortgun once again.
I'm just so happy that it went to a Game 3. Honestly, I really didn't think that it would because they looked so dominating in Game 1, Revolution, I mean. But then they just brought it back in Game 2. And, you know, both teams are learning. This is a learning experience for the both of them because you see this now. Okay, now they're picking up Tremble again. I'm sure they're going to lane it differently if they see the Blitz Myrmidon come again. But talking about the bans, they actually banned out Hellbringer and Meraxes.
Yeah.
So they're learning as they go along. They realize, okay, Hex plays really good Hellbringer. I mean, they could have realized that by maybe researching them a bit, but it's good to see. They're addressing the problem.
Yeah, and that's obviously the adaptation throughout a series. That's why it's best of 3 in the first place, of course, and definitely a case here. And what is going on the side of Hex, man? These guys are synergizing their right clicks here, but they are going to go with Swiftblade in the end. Swiftblade, Moira, and Tremble is their overall lineup so far. So they already got their hard carry, and now what expect to be probably a Suicide Swiftblade here. Taken care of.
Yeah. It's really greedy showing their picks like this already because, I mean, although Swiftblade can go any lane, Tremble needs a lot of farm, Swiftblade needs a lot of farm. Moira can't really go dual mid or aggressive, so he has to babysit, and then you have this. So if Revolution is smart, they're going to just counter-draft this immediately. They would just go for an aggressive lineup, making sure that Tremble doesn't get any farm like they did in Game 1, and then proceed to stomp. Mm-hmm. But if they're going to do that, they have to make sure not to screw up. Because if Tremble gets a lot of farm, it's one of the most difficult carries to shut down, without a doubt.
Let's bring on Myrmidon Blitz.
Bring on Myrmidon Blitz. Let's go. I mean, that Dark Swarm, 20% less damage from people who are outside of the swarm. That's just... When you have Tremble, who has a Frostwolf Skull and a Geometers maybe, like, he's going to have like 3k HP, and 20% damage reduction on that, on top of that, is just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Ophelia, the third pick here for Revolution on top of the Andromeda Magnus. So solid core in the making here. Definitely going to be needing a carry still. And you see Hex banning out a couple of more aggressive style carries. The Ravener, the Doctor Repulsor. Revolution taking out Parasite and Cthulhuphant so far. Definitely some Ophelia counters are considered to be. So some nice reaction there on their part.
But I mean, with the change to Alchemist Bones, I think that those Ophelia counters, you don't really need to ban them. I feel like Ophelia has been losing effectiveness with, you know, that long time ago change to the Woods and the fact that Alchemist Bones got buffed to actually, you know, nerf Parasite, but actually it's also nerfed Ophelia. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't really like the Ophelia pick that much anymore. I think in the hands of a master, it is still absolutely an amazing hero, but anything below that, it just feels like a hero. Like, compare Ophelia to an engineer, for example. Engineer always has a stun. He doesn't rely on having a creep to stun, so there's no luck based on that. And then he has a teamfight ultimate, which can change the entire way a game goes. You have to be so careful not to walk out of it, or, you know, you have to kill it immediately. Ophelia has a heal for 400 HP, which is amazing. It's a lot of heal, but, you know, sometimes that silence and perplex is just so much better from the engineer, for example. I just don't think the hero is that effective if it's not in the hands of a master.
Not many on the scene, that is for sure. There was one guy. Who did we see? What was his name? On Tuesday, the series that we were casting, it was between, let me double check. It was between Team Royalty versus Me R Russ. That's right. Me R Russ, one of their players, it was Was it different guy, I want to say? No, it was Pro-Marine. Pro-Marine, this guy. He played a very good Ophelia. Very good jungler, from what we were.
All right.
So.
Well, maybe I ban it then. I don't know.
Dang.
Dang.
That's right, you're playing them. Oh, boy. Pharaoh, the 4th pick, coming out for Revolution, as Kraken was for Hex. And all right, well, you did mention
I called
this.
it.
You brought
The
it
Bramble.
up. Oh,
OP
boy.
hero confirmed. Shadowblade?
These teams are fun.
I don't like Shadowblade versus Tremble at all.
No? Why is that?
No, because Shadowblade, he tanks a lot, but Tremble does a lot of damage when he gets into 1v1 range. And when he has a Basher or a Nullfire Blade, please go Nullfire Blade on Tremble. It's so strong. It's such a good item. You literally do 72 more damage with it from just the mana drain. I think it's a fantastic item on Tremble. People should pick it up more. And then maybe like a Frostwolf Skull on top of it. Like, I think Shadowblade loses that 1v1.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
Well, we did see a Shadowblade, again, speaking of players that we've seen in this qualifier, but there was one player that played it recently, too.
Marcus Moy?
I don't think so. I don't think we've casted them yet, to be honest.
Okay.
So, I forget who played it, but somebody played it and played it very well and took advantage. I love seeing it of constantly buying items. Like in his case, he was going very strength heavy early on. He bought like 3 Mighty Blades at one time, used his ultimate, and then he sold them, and then built into something else. But just really maximizing the potential, the abuse in a sense you can do with that ability. So I'm gonna look forward to see if Squirry's on top of that. Yeah, because again, it's a case of why the hell not? You really might as well to get maximum efficiency out of this hero. So.
Yeah, but then again, I've also seen people pick up a Lightning, a Thunderclaw on Shadowblade, and that's where I kind of stop relying on people in matchmaking.
This Bramble, though. Boots Bramble, okay.
Boots Bramble, there we go. I am sad to say that I lost versus it.
Okay. So I was going to say, so they did this against you. So what made it so difficult?
Well,
Why?
we were playing with 2 ringers.
Okay.
First of all.
Well.
Made it a bit more difficult, but it was just impossible to do enough damage to the carry with that ensnaring shrubbery. It was such a strong ability.
So it was the W. But see, early on, he's being a roaming. Bramble's not a roaming hero to me. Like, his Spore Breath, he has to be up close and personal to get a stun off. Oh, this is going to be weird to see. Is this his jungle? Oh, what is he doing?
I don't know. I'm going to check so I know what he's doing. But I think that from the draft and laning stage, completely, I think that Hex has the lead in this. I mean, they're getting complete free farm on a Tremble when comparing it to a Shadowblade. So, are they even going to get first blood? No, they're not. They can't. No. He's wasting time now. And did he lose lane control in that? Please don't tell me he did.
No, it looks like he's
might.
Fine.
Yeah, he is.
A little bit.
Why is he auto-attacking? Okay.
Yeah, he should have denied, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, they do have a pull to work with. So they want to get levels on Bramble, so I guess they're going to sacrifice it by giving levels to Pharaoh. But is Pharaoh actually... Yeah, Pharaoh is going to die here. He has to, but Tremble is AFK. Never mind.
No, Spore Breath, this should be enough. Maybe, yeah,
there's
a stun. A couple auto attacks, there we go. Clicks gets the Bloodlust, so that's what they need. That's what they want.
Roaming Bramble, let's go.
He's fast with these boots too, yeah, 300, 350.
I mean, why pick Pharaoh? I don't get it.
Okay.
What? The Pharaoh is such a bad pick in this game.
That was the 4th pick, yeah.
I really disagree with the Pharaoh pick. What does it counter?
Not a whole lot. Yeah, no, you're right. There's nothing that really screams. In fact, Kraken can charge out of it. So maybe just collapsing on a Tremble, trapping him in there, but...
Tremble gets a Shrunken. He has to get a Shrunken, pretty much, versus the enemy team as well. So, I don't know. And the moment he Wall of Mummies Tremble, and Tremble actually has a Shrunken, it's a dead Pharaoh. I'm finding it difficult to see a reason for Pharaoh.
And especially having to deal with this roaming Bramble who, you know, so just because we know about this, by the way, Revolution, I wonder what they were thinking when they saw that pick. By all means, maybe they thought it was going to be a laning Bramble like you would expect, and this is completely throwing them off guard, so that's something we have to keep in mind as well. So, middle lane, by the way, Magnus, he might
Swiftblade
be
is trying to bait the stun,
trouble.
I think.
He is, yeah, trying to get low enough to be like, oh, you're going to kill me. Oh, no,
There
we
we
go.
go.
Perfect.
And he
Here
falls
comes
for
the
it.
poor breath. Oh, he dodged a stun. No, he did not. Then comes the spin. And there's the kill. You're right. That was a beautiful play by Swiftblade. The patience, more so.
And King Nikke is doing fantastic in this top lane. Shadowblade is not the best at boxing out, along with his support. And he has boots already. And Andrew is level 1. Ophelia has to go help out. Otherwise... Okay, this is starting to look really bad for Revolution from the laning phase, I think.
Uh-oh. Kraken
Are they
top
even going to
lane.
get a kill here?
That's the idea. Shadowblade going in. He does have Soul Sight. He's going to use it right there. And enough damage. Yes, they do. Oof, that got a little close, but they at least get
Also,
the kill there.
Kraken could have juked there. He had 2 blights. He could have walked into the little area there and then eaten his way up. And then I think he might have been able to get the TP off because he was just standing in like sight for everything, for everyone to hit him. Maybe a bit of a misplay, in my opinion.
Yeah. How are the middle lane match? Obviously, we know Magnus died, but how is he actually managing against Swiftblade here? 21-5, 14-2 Swiftblade. Wow, Magnus is actually doing very well in the middle lane despite the death here. Would that surprise you?
I mean, Swiftblade should never get interrupted in regards to last hits, because he should just spin on waves, and Magnus really can't do anything in that situation. Okay, bottom lane. Pharaoh, please, no, just stop going bottom. You have 65 GPM. That's lower than what you get per second.
Just jungle or something. Dude, go somewhere else. Yeah, it's not a friendly time for him. That is very clear. Yeah, not like the first game where Revolution was rolling over the Tremble and locking him down. They did not prioritize that this time around. That's actually really interesting to me, how their game plan like kind of completely changed here, even despite it being a first-pick Tremble once again.
They should have just done the same thing. I mean, Tremble can't deal with that much aggression. And if they manage to beat them with a dual lane, where the Legion have to commit 3 heroes to stop that dual lane, I don't know. Like, even in this game, they could have sent Magnus Andro bottom with Ophelia aggressive woods. Because Shadowblade can solo. For sure, he can solo. Magnus, Pharaoh can get middle, and he can actually get farm. Right now, in this game, he's gonna die bottom again.
Is he actually?
I think.
Well,
Bramble's heading over.
Oh, Bramble's flanking. Yeah, he doesn't stand a chance.
And Boris. There we go. Moira illusion being used.
It's like, how do you get
Like-
away from this?
Like clockwork, honestly. This is just...
Yep. Spore Breath stun, and should be an easy kill shortly after. That's something else, too. The combat vigor is something else that's going to constantly be more and more of a factor for Bramble. Top lane, by the way, Kraken again will fall, so at least they say an eye for an eye as they respond on a Kraken right there.
Legion definitely come out ahead here, though.
Okay.
Just because they have a Tremble and the other hero's Shadowblade.
You like the... You're not a fan of Shadowblade, it sounds like.
I think that he's one of the hardest carries in the game when it gets to late game because he can boost himself by ridiculous amounts. But in the current team fight oriented, let's go fight everywhere, let's get global ganks off, Tremble is just fantastic.
Yeah. He obviously fits that very well, so okay, that's fair. You mentioned the Shrunken End Brutalizer, he'll be locking down Shadowblade and doing plenty of damage to him.
I do think I would have preferred the... what's it called? The Swiftblade to be Suicide this game, though. Andrew can't do anything to box out a Swiftblade, but Kraken can still get boxed out quite effectively with the help of the carry. And I mean, we're seeing that now. I mean, if Swiftblade was top instead of Kraken, he would never die from an Ophelia gank. I think. They have no way to slow him down. Only a Skeleton King, but because they only have an Andro stun to set stuff up, he could spin out of that and then the Skeleton King wouldn't even do that much because they have no follow-up damage. That's physical, I mean.
Now, sticking with Shadowblade real quickly, the age-old question here. Strength early game, I mean, I think that's just pretty much a no-brainer. It's just too powerful in the early game especially, but as far as tapering in the mid to late game, would you rather see more of a scaling into the agility or the intelligence?
People who play a lot of Shadowblade claim that you need to go agility, and that is the best way to carry. I mean, to a certain extent, I agree, because you get more armor, you have attack speed, and you're... I mean, we've seen that most carries are just agility. It comes down to that. Most carry items are also agility-based as well. The only int item that I'd see being really great is a Hellflower, but I still would prefer Shadowblade being a bit tankier, and that's where agility comes more into play, okay. I'd say. So I think for if you want to just deal a lot of damage, then you go for the int. But if you want to carry, in a way, like really be the one to be all over everyone, just deal a lot of damage, but also be able to get out, you know, be very mobile, then agility is the way to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think I have to remind myself, too, at least, about this Faint Siphon ability, the fact that it's good at gap closer and getting there makes him agility, but the draining of damage is actually pretty powerful to take advantage of, too, as Magnus stuns in time. That was an Invis Kraken. He just happened to stun out as they were running in, so maybe going a little too quickly right there, giving off some information, but definitely a good reaction by STSD there.
I mean, they knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great reaction still, but I mean, Kraken could have also just stepped a bit closer and just charged with him on his face so he wouldn't be able to stun.
Oh, release the Kraken top lane. Shadowplay gonna Faint Siphon to his Andromeda right there. Gonna be fine. That's another good tool up that ability, of course. He actually has Ophelia joining him, so looking like they want to clash here at the top lane, at least push this tower, but Tremble is here. And looks like Bramble's rotating over. By the way, has Striders and a Bracer on him.
I think he's going for an Astrolabe. I would like him to go for an Astrolabe anyways. It's just such a nice item when you have like that damage reduction ability, and yeah, it does look like he's going to go for it.
Swiftplay, by the way, he's tried twice now to kill this Magnus with Swift Slashes, and both times have failed. And now he's going in for a spin. No,
oh, nice juke.
Very nice juke. And actually, no turn.
No mana. We're both thinking the same thing. Oh, yeah. Is he going to turn it?
But, yeah, no, that's the second time, though. Swift Slashes have been used trying to kill this Magnus. And it's been unsuccessful, unfortunately. Our tire for this. Oh, okay. I was like, how
bottom lane?
About the item effect?
Look who dies.
Guess who? Pharaoh. Is he level 6 at least? No, he didn't get level 6 yet either. Still level 5, unfortunately.
I mean, the hero, man. I don't like Pharaoh as a hero unless it's 1v1, because there are a few players who play really well, like Zane, but if you focus on killing him, you're going to get the kill every time.
Oh, Magnus. Double damage Swift play, a little scary there, but he knows he doesn't have his ultimate. He used it pretty recently, so not too worried overall. And as we've seen, though, the Steam Bath will quickly counter it, as Swiftblade hasn't had dust either at the time, so that's definitely his fault, you can argue, when he's tried for those kills. Top lane, though, easy tower kill.
Magnus just misclicked his ultimate.
Did he? Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Look at that crit, though, with the DD.
That hurts.
I mean, we saw it last game as well. He was just going through that Kongor like it was butter.
Yeah. I assume they saw him misclick the ultimate, so they're going to know that's down, too. In the middle lane. That's good information after the Legion side effect.
Here comes the wall.
Yep, here we go. Mora coming in. Only level 4, though. Quick kill. There's the wall for Bramble, those we're talking about. It will catch Andromeda and at least get the kill onto her. So they used a bit of resources right there to only get the one kill. So really, it's not too bad for Revolution. Only losing Andromeda there. As Pharaoh's level 6 now, by the way. So looking forward to see if he does anything soon. By the way, look at Shadowblade. He talked about that. Well, you can leave the game now. Sure can, because...
God! Why?
Well,
why would he do this? I mean, I understand it gives you more farm, but... Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen Insanitarius on the hero, and it's done quite well, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, why not Staff either, though? You get a built-in cleave.
That too, yeah. No, the Staff of the Master, you know, for the times that we've seen Shadowblade, I feel like we bring that up as little as we see him, but we never see it. I don't know. Seems like it's decent on him, but they just prefer to build more of just the natural carry style in the end. As Pharaoh bottom lane, he's in a lot of trouble once again. He wasn't really pushed up that far this time, to be fair, but he was pushed out beyond a tower, of course, and he easily gets killed as a result by HEX here. And Polymorph's going for a secondary tower, and they're probably going to get it, actually, as, yeah, the Hellborn side just says they want to trade a first tower for it. Just
Yeah, I mean, Pharaoh he's 0-5 right now, and Quincy just put up the stats that a Pharaoh with 4 deaths is already down to 25% win.
Yeah. Yep, especially this early on. 0-5-0, not good. Magnus? Okay, he's being ported. He does have his portal key, does Magnus, so looking forward now. Again, Eruption's just coming off cooldown after the misclick earlier. By the way, triple stack Ancient's being stolen by HEX here. Yeah, they're going to see with the Pharaoh Rocket, but they're going to get there too late. Unless Wrath of the Pharaoh. Oh! Wow!
He was just out of range.
Was it just out of range or the timing? It honestly looked like it was in range. He just poured it out just in time. But whatever it was.
Either way, I mean...
God.
Okay, Magnus does have his PK now. That's a quick PK for being against the Swiftblade middle, in my opinion. I mean, we were talking about who should win this lane, and I do think Swiftblade should win. If the Swiftblade just spins every wave, there's not much Magnus can do. And it's, I guess, more difficult last inning under a tower. Or it could go fairly even, though, if the Magnus just gets every single last hit under the tower and such.
All right. Shadowblade's going back to base right here. I'm going to watch out to see if he does anything with the buying and selling. He has 15 charges, actually, on the LT. He's level 2 of his Essence Shift as well. Let's see what he does. Double Mighty Blade.
Is he going to do it?
Come on, do it. Yeah, there we go, buddy. I like it.
25 charges now.
That's a lot of plus strength, man. It's just plus 25 strength just because. Well, that's his ultimate, but still. And look at how tanky he is now. 1840 life when he has that Q form, at least. The Gargantuan Blast. And a lot of armor.
Yeah.
He's hitting pretty hard.
It's going to be really difficult to bring him down, but I honestly think that Tremble does enough damage. And I don't know if Tremble is picking up a Shrunken next. I have a feeling he could, and it wouldn't be bad, but Basher wouldn't be bad either.
Yeah. Tower top lane, easy kill.
Tower mid lane.
No defense. Middle tower going down though in response, but again, it's a first secondary kind of trade-off there. We just saw earlier too. Kongor, they might have been thinking about it, but Legion Kongor this early on, very risky. Not worth it in their mind, and well, their triple stack Ancient's going to get stolen now, so it's almost as if they're playing on the other sides.
Yeah.
A trade-off there.
And there's a Firebrand pickup on Swiftblade instead of the Abyssal Skull, and I really don't like that. I would have preferred the Abyssal Skull and that they take a fight when that Shrunken or Basher is up on the Tremble. I mean, they're the only reason that they don't have that much right now, like a bigger lead, is because Bramble doesn't actually farm, and actually Swiftblade.
Yeah, gonna be jumped right here by Magnus. Start things off, pops the Swift Slashes. Bramble walls out, causing some issues as well. Wrath of the Pharaoh into the Mummy wall, so Magnus gets the Eruption off, and they clean up. Bramble and Swiftblade will fall. Supporting cast, they got out of there. Kraken was never there in the first place. He's pushing top lane, so a great jump, and now they're going to be pushing this middle tower.
I mean, really just great heads-up play from the Hellborn side. I don't really know how both Bramble and Swiftblade died. I mean, Swiftblade just tried to ulti the Magnus again, and Magnus just used his invis, so... Oh no, is Tremble going to die now? It doesn't look like it.
No, he's kind of getting away right here. Magnus, about half life. Pharaoh, he's a little low as well. So this is a kind of a scary game for both teams to play right here. Magnus still going back in. Now they're going to chase after Tremble, who's by himself, using the mountain just for the speed burst. Yeah, I don't see him getting out of here, though. He's just trying to delay the inevitable. In the meantime, wow. That was Ophelia getting picked off, so something at least. But Tremble goes down. You see Micro. Yeah, he might have got caught up with this. Yeah, that was an odd spot for him to be in right there.
Ophelia has been doing a good job with the CS, though. He has 70 CS and 290 GPM. And I'm sure Quincy has some stats saying that over a certain GPM, Ophelia has never lost a game. Come on, Quincy, give it to me.
I think, yeah, it's actually pretty low, too.
Yeah, it's like 300. Oh, he's busy doing gold efficiency.
Important stuff. I got the replay up, by the way, the last fight, and yeah, I mean, that was the mummy walls. I will say Pharaoh was a big impact there. He actually caught both Bramble and Swiftblade in the mummy walls and ended up securing the kills on them. So back to the live. There we go. Misclick there. Sorry. Shadowblade,
Yeah.
2,800 gold saved up now. So big item coming up for him.
And 500 GPM on him. So the lightning is working out in that regard. I mean, I gotta think there's better items than that, though. Like, all you need are stats on Shadowblade, and yeah.
Ophelia? No, she's going to live. Nice job with the Minotaur stun as well. Kraken's in trouble. Slow on top of that in the amp damage. Kraken going to... No, Moira. That had to be... Oh, no, that's the Leech Moira. Never mind. Anyways, stop in the chase after Kraken right there. Bramble holding his ground, by the way. The Ensnaring Shrubbery's out. You see right there the wall, but he ends up dying in the process, so maybe getting a little too antsy as Kraken is going to pour it out. Bramble just pushes the top tower in the meantime. So yeah, Bramble, not really the best situation to pick a fight right there. But they get something out of it with the tower kill. And that is something to keep in mind. And I know the fight won here from Revolution. They got a couple of pickoffs on Swiftblade and Bramble. But yeah, if a true fight breaks out, that Bramble and Snaring Shrubbery is definitely going to be of an issue, you would think.
Yeah. Okay, Ophelia 60-0, just over 325 GPM. That's what I was talking about. Those are amazing stats on a hero. I think that's the only hero with those stats. I mean, he's not quite there yet, but he's well underway, I think. I mean, it looks like he's going to be picking up a Abyssal Skull as well, which I do like because they want to fight right now.
Yeah.
They have the lead. I mean, they have 4.3k gold on Shadowblade. I mean, he's gonna pick up the Dawnbringer now, I think.
Well, he sells the Thunder.
Oh wait. No. He's not selling. He's putting away so I can do that. Yeah.
Smart.
What a guy.
Smart. We are
There's the Dawnbringer though.
We are getting to the point that, okay, maybe not yet, but I was gonna say where he may want to think about switching the Essence Shift here to either that agility or intelligence, but probably one more tier of an item before he does that.
I think at level 16, that's when it really matters.
Okay.
That's when you get such a huge buff that the survivability is not worth as much as the damage.
But yeah, the full Dawnbringer with that Thunderclaw. Really knows, looks comfortable with this hero. Swiftblade pushing out the middle lane. You mentioned the Abyssal Skull was in the works. I mean, he's been sitting on the Ring of the Teacher for a while, but still not buying it, actually. 2,100 gold saved up.
He went for a Firebrand when he could have easily bought the Abyssal Skull. I guess he's just content with the Ring of the Teacher.
Yeah, it does a lot for itself, to be fair, but the Abyssal Skull is obviously a step up there. Bottom lane, Deep with the Tower is going to end up falling here. Yeah, easy.
Kraken actually invis.
You thought about it, but
I mean, if he could stop TPs right here.
Oh yeah, wow, that could have been
Ophelia.
Ophelia's in trouble. She's going to be left behind. Yeah, that's Ophelia for you. As top lane Tremble, though, he's in trouble. He pops the Shrunken Head, Wrath of the Pharaoh, just mini stuns him. There we go with the stun, though, after the Shrunken wears off. And you see how quickly he fell right there once the Shrunken wore off. So sure, they lose Ophelia, but they'll take that trade every day of the week. Onto a Tremble. And now Kongor?
Yeah. I mean, they have the Pharaoh for this, right? He can do a great job at taking Kongor.
That's true. God, he has a lot of gold, by the way. 2,400.
I think a puzzle box is a nice item here. I mean, barbed armor wouldn't be the craziest idea either.
Yeah, no, he's a hero I like barbed armor on.
Yeah, exactly. Because with him, you kind of want to stay alive to have your Hellfire do all the damage it does. And, I mean, people who are in the mummy walls and melee are kind of forced to attack you.
Exactly. Yeah, no, him I like. Oh, the Hellfire tanking Kongor a little bit, but he's feeling a little squishy, so he's going to fall back. Swiftblade, though's nearby. Just got a Frostburn. Actually, he's going to send in the illusion, so this isn't as guaranteed as a Kongor as I thought, actually. feel like
Kraken's nowhere near. They should still go for it. I mean, look at the Legion team. They're really far away. They knew Tremble was only just coming up. I mean, I guess they were scared of him being able to port to a mound and be there instantly, but he didn't have any mounds nearby.
Yeah,
Which I don't know. I think he's playing Tremble kind of weird. I mean, look at where all the mounds are located. We have 4 top, which is fine. 5 top maybe, but he really should be having them where fights are more likely to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, you do gotta wonder, you know, sometimes when you're running away, you'll use them and whatnot. But actually, Moira, here we go. Arcane Vortex couldn't get it off, actually, with the illusion. Swift Slash is bouncing around, though. Treble, no shrunken head. He finally gets it off, but he's solo on life already. Shadowblade holding his ground and trying to, no, he goes down, actually. Shadowblade's dead. That's huge here for the Legion side. He does buy back immediately, by the way, and he is porting back in. The Barbed Armor knocking him out right there. Swiftblade gets the kill. He's going for Andromeda. Andromeda will fall. Everyone on Legion team still alive. It's a hat trick for Swiftblade. He wants the quad kill. That ensnaring Shrubbery's doing work, but Shadowblade's back, baby, and Bramble will fall. Ophelia's tanking, not tanking enough. He will go down, but at what cost here? Swiftblade spinning away this sight, or the soul sight, is not going to be enough, and Swiftblade will actually get away with a quad kill to finish it off.
Swiftblade MVP. For sure. He was doing so much work in that fight. I think he was the sole reason that, you know, Andromeda went down, as well as the Ophelia, and the first time Shadowblade went down was because of the Swift Slashes.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. And in the end, you know, Tremble survived, and so did Swiftblade, as well as Kraken, I think.
Yeah, everyone but Bramble, I'm pretty sure.
And Moira died as well.
Okay, yeah, no Moira, so the support's there.
But yeah, 2 supports.
You saw Shadowblade trying to finish off Conqueror still, but again, it wasn't going to happen. The Legion team a little aware of it, too much aware of it, and they end up scaring him off in the end. But this Conqueror is very low, so both teams really going to stress trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
You see Pharaoh. He did get the Barbed Armor and saw the last fight, in fact. I want to watch the replay when we get the chance, but
there's too much action going on.
Yeah. It's very possible. Fight could break it. In fact, Magnus. Oh, boy. I don't know about this.
They should defend their vision. I don't know why they're not.
Yeah.
I mean, they have Kraken ulti up again. They have Swift Slashes soon, 13 seconds, and then on top of it, we have a Bramble Wall. They really can't afford to give Shadowblade this token. They had trouble with the buyback Shadowblade.
Oh, Bramble charging in. Just kind of scouting.
At least send in Boris first, or sorry, Shudder. You know, just send him in.
No, it's Boris, right?
Yeah.
Used to be.
But Shudder, yeah.
Arcane Vortex, it caught Shadowblade. Yes, it did. He's in trouble right here. He's going to be swapped out. He doesn't. Oh, he can't cast anything because of the Mana Sunder right there. They do kill Bramble, though. And Shadowblade still being taken. He's still in Soul Sight form. He's not going Gargantuan's Blast. He finally gets it off, but he's dead by the time he does. Swiftblade, he's still barely alive, though. Can he hold his ground right here? It's been going in 4 seconds. No, he cannot. He'll fall. So they used a lot to kill Shadowblade. That's very evident. They got it, but the supporting cast comes through, and now it looks like Revolution is going to get Kongor.
That was just such an awkward fight. I mean, Shadowblade was the sole target, but he tanks so much even without that Gargantuan's Blast. And then they used so much. Magnus had an amazing ultimate in that fight. Bramble just got one-shotted. And that's a Bramble. You don't see him getting one-shotted that easily. And then Tremble just was in the midst of it all, and he got his Shrunken off really late as well. And you really can't afford to save your Shrunken in those team fights because you know Magnus is going to come out with that ultimate. And they're just defending the token right now.
They're going to wait for Shadowblade. Yeah, no, he's sitting on top of it. You can I can't click on it, but I mean, that's exactly the purpose, though. So well played by Magnus. Oh, Moira. He need to kill that illusion right now. He picked it up. Yeah, it wasn't worth the risk.
I'm glad he did.
I had the replay on that whole time. My bad. But anyways, Magnus was sitting on top of the token, and then Moira came with the illusion, and he figured it'd be best to pick it up right there. So trying to protect it for Shadowblade. But
Shadowblade does look to be going for a Shrunken next. And I'm not sure I agree to a Shrunken. He needs to get a bit more damage, I think. If his team can successfully defend him, he's not even doing that much damage. And, I mean, you look at the Swiftblade ultimate, that's physical. You have Kraken's ultimate, goes through Shrunken. Moira's ultimate goes through Shrunken. Tremble, you know, He does everything through Shrunken. Maybe not the lightning, but as well as the Bramble Wall goes through Shrunken. I mean, I really don't like the Shrunken pickup in this game. He should have gone for, I don't know, Wingbow. Start rotating more into that, you know, agility form, or even a Hellflower if he wants to go for the int form.
Yeah. Well, you know, what I'm thinking, too, is if he is going to go Shrunken, which it does look like he is, as you pointed out. By the way, it's a double damage bottled up right here, but he should probably switch the Essence Shift. He should probably switch the Essence Shift to either the Intelligence or the Agility, whichever he feels more comfortable with. But just to amp more damage here, because sitting in the Strength, I mean, that just means he's going to continue to be just a massive tank. Dealing some pretty solid damage, but not enough. I mean, you look at this lineup here in the Hellborn side, they're relying on Shadowblade for the damage, ultimately. Like, no one else is going to be providing a whole lot of damage, other than the upfront Magnus Eruption, of course. So, yeah, I think switching the Essence Shift at the very least is probably what he needs to do here. But we'll see what he does.
Yep. I mean, they did seem to have brought it back now. They are against the Swiftblade Tremble, though. Like, both those heroes have quite the potential to carry.
No, Kraken jumping in. Gonna miss, though.
He got a tablet himself, by the way. Kraken got a tablet.
Oh, yeah. It's the Mummy Walls. Good for that reason, if anything. Magnus in the background. Oh, I thought he was channeling his Eruption for some reason. But anyways, he's stunned right there. But there's a jump from Pharaoh. Immediate Arcane Vortex. Shadowblade on the outskirts. Eruption going in. Doing some good damage. Bramble goes down. He got his wards off, though. And they are diving pretty deep right here. Pharaoh on the front lines, but Shadowblade in the soul side. He runs in, though, actually. Now he switches to his agility form with the Fate Siphon on top of Tremble right here. There's the soul side once again and gets that kill. Good job by Shadowblade. Switch from between the forms. Magnus also stunning in. Bramble dying yet again. A hat trick for Squirry right there. And now the Racks are in trouble. And they are going to fall in the end. So the push is successful for Revolution here.
MVP Magnus.
Yeah?
I mean, these ultimates have been great. The last one wasn't maybe that good, but I mean, he's doing more than his job. He's making sure to just be where he needs to be. He's getting good stuns off, and I really feel like it could all be prevented by a single Moira ultimate, but he's been using it on the person who's getting jumped by Pharaoh, who doesn't really do anything anyways. I feel like Moira's potential is being wasted in this game.
Yeah, not many times you hear about Moira not really having that big of an impact, but I could argue that this game really haven't felt a lot of a great Moira plays here early and throughout. Shadowblade getting tableted in. He's pretty far now. He might be in some trouble, actually. He already is in Gargantuan's Blast. But now he turns with a soul side. He says, screw it. Okay, that's why. He's being TP'd out. That would have been something, but he is going to be fine. Ophelia, oh boy, that was awkward. He went for the TP.
He's so tanky, though.
And then he
26
moves.
armor.
Yeah,
on Ophelia.
You're right. And actually, is he going to get? He is.
That's so weird.
He just walks away. He's like, okay, never mind. He was TPing. He canceled. He's like, I'll just walk. All right.
Okay. I mean, now.
Oh wow.
Look at what he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest. I mean, he could have done it more, couldn't he?
He could have. Yeah.
No. No, it wouldn't have mattered.
Okay.
He wouldn't have enough gold. And two Mighty Blades don't equal a thingamajig.
Axe of the Malphite,
yeah.
Yeah. So he does go Shrunken in the end. Okay. Yep.
He should just spend all his gold, though. I really don't see him dying if he stays in this strength form. 59 strength.
Yeah. He's 3200 life without Gargantuan's Blast. He pops that, he has even that much more, so yeah, he's playing the you are not going to kill me game, and I can still do plenty of damage because of the other forms. I mean, we did see that last fight. I mean, that is a thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's still able to do decent damage, to be
you know,
fair, so.
Maybe lightning isn't that bad at all. It gives him an ability to farm, and he can go ranged, and it really is a great item for ranged heroes. So
You're growing on it, all right.
I mean, it's not the worst in the world. I mean, I just don't like the idea behind it, because with Shadowblade, you really expect him to just get those stats, just be tanky, be in all the team fights early on, so that he can, you know, be a threat, be tanky, just YOLO in there, and okay.
Well, I mean, Pharaoh went for the jump, saw him doing ancients, trying to kill him, but he ended up dying to the neutrals anyways. So that's just, I mean, if you're King Nikki there, you're like, okay, I mean, I guess that's fine. But he is still dead.
But now the Rax is going to fall because he can't buy back.
So, yeah, actually a very big death in the end, despite being killed by the neutrals.
So, you know, Pharaoh having some impact this game?
Yep, there you go.
even with his terrible start.
Yeah, no, the laning phase was atrocious for sure, but I think throughout the mid-game and the later game, he's actually had a pretty decent impact here. But Shadow Blade, going to get caught in the Arcane Vortex, so they know this is Mega Creeps. They have to absolutely go all out right here. Swift Slash is bouncing around. Look at Shadow Blade, how tanky he is. He didn't even feel it, it seems like. He's still above half-life. Bramble's trying to do something. Tremble as well. Now they are getting some decent damage out, and may kill him. Nope, never mind. Swap out at the last second. Swiftblade, though, he's trying to chase him down. It's a hat trick for Squirry. Swiftblade is going to fall. Make it a quad kill. And GG, well played. Revolution is victorious over Polymorph here. So Revolution, they stay alive here in the losers bracket. Going to be advancing on as far as Polymorph goes. The end is here. They will be gold. Again, not the end of the world by any means, but they will be starting gold in Cycle 1. A team that I'm actually looking forward to seeing how they do, though, in that gold division.
Yeah, I mean, we've already got Mist there now as well, and even Choke Esports or Kata Gaming, they made Mist have a run for their money as well. So I think gold is going to be very exciting this cycle around. This season. Yeah, this coming up.
Competition in general, man. Both Diamond and Gold is.
But who do you think ultimately the 3 teams in Diamond are going to be?
Really?
To qualify? Yeah, I'm doing it.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I mean, we talked about the winners bracket already. So again, I guess I went with Chopstick Gaming and Ringers.
Ringers.
So then the losers bracket. So that means though Russian Dargons would still have a chance in the losers bracket, of course. And Rat also seems like they've been doing pretty well, pretty solid as well. They beat Shrek is Love. They beat this Polymorph team as well to get here. This Marcus Moy and those guys. So they're definitely ones to look out for. Definitely.